and brothers at home have been doing their best in the circumstances in which they are faced. But the enemy is ruthless and desperate, and he is armed to the teeth. Against such a brutal foe, no amount of civil disobedience, or of sabotage, or of revolutionary terrorism can be of any avail. If therefore we want to expel British power from India, we have to fight the enemy.
बढ़ने से तू कभी न डर, उड़ा के दुश्मनों का सर जो वतन बढ़ाए जा। तू शेर हिंद आगे बढ़ने से तू कभी न डर, उड़ा के दुश्मनों का सर जो वतन बढ़ाए जा। वतन बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की, तू कौम पे लुटाए जा। बढ़ती रहे खुदा तेरी सुनता रहे, जो सामने तेरे खड़े तो खाक में मिलाए जा। हिम्मत तेरी बढ़ती रहे खुदा तेरी सुनता रहे, जो सामने तेरे खड़े तो खाक में मिलाए जा। बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की, तू कौम पे लुटाए जा। में निशा संभाल के, लाल किले पे गाड़ के लहराए जा, लहराए जा। चलो दिल्ली पुकार के, कौमें निशा संभाल के, लाल किले पे गाड़ के लहराए जा, लहराए जा। बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की, कौम पे लुटाए जा। बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा।
A warm good morning to one and all present over here, honorable dignitaries and valued guests. It is my tremendous honor to welcome you all to this platform on behalf of TATA DAV. The day, 23rd January, is marked in gold coins in the world's history. On this day, we celebrate the birth anniversary of two legends. 125 years ago, on this very same day, a child was born, became a freedom fighter, and contributed to India's freedom movement, which is remembered even today. He was a man of action who openly called upon the youth of the country to come together and fight for independence. He inspired millions of people with his ideas and teachings. He is none other than Mr. Subhash Chandra Bose. Secondly, Veer Surendra was a born rebel and an uncompromising enemy of the British Raj from his young age. He was not only a great revolutionary throughout his life, but also an inspiring leader of the people. So every year we celebrate Netaji and Surendra Jayanti to honor their contribution. So to start with the day, I would request our principal sir along with my colleagues to pay a floral tribute to the legends. Sir, please. All. Now, to start with, we have speech by some of our students, and the first would be B. Sumedha from class 5.
Good morning everyone. Today is a very special day as we are celebrating Netaji Jayanti, which is also known as Parakram Divas. Respected principal sir, teachers and my dear friends, today I would like to present my speech with an inspiring quote of Netaji. तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुझे आजादी दूंगा. Subhash Chandra Bose was a highly respected Indian freedom fighter born on 23rd January 1897. He was as fearless as he was patriotic. He set up a new standard of Indian nationalism which was fearless, confident and global as well. Bose formed All India Forward Bloc which was powerful in the home state of Bengal. The Azad Hind Fauj was formed in Japan to fight along with Japanese forces against British. He urged Indians to join Azad Hind Fauj by giving the slogan, "Give me blood and I shall give you freedom." Bose died in a plane crash in Japan on 18th August 1945. when he was only 48. I salute him for his bravery, courage, and nationalism. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumedha. Now, to accompany with, we would have Mayank Jha from class 10 to start his speech.
Good morning everyone present in this revising and inspiring observation. I, Mayank Jha, is present in this virtual platform to inspire you all with the life stories of two lion-hearted men ever born. So one of them is Veer Surendra Sai. Veer Surendra Sai was the child of the historic revolution of 1857. The heroic achievement of Surendra Sai and his uncommon sacrifice for the cause of his people have few parallels in history. His role in shaping the cause of the revolution of 1857 and even in 1858 in the hill tracts of western Orissa was highly inspiring. Born on 23rd Jan 1809 in a small town Kinda, about 21 miles away from Sambalpur, Surendra Sai was a direct descendant from Madhukar Sai and therefore was legally accepted by the people as a king of Sambalpur after the demise of King Maharaja Sai in 1827. But he was not acceptable to the British power. Surendra Sai was a born rebel and an uncompromising enemy of the British Raj from his very young age. His revolution against the British commenced from 1827 when he was only 18 years of age and continued till 1862 when he surrendered, and even after that until he was finally arrested in 1864. Oh my god, a total period of 37 years. He suffered imprisonment in Hazaribagh too for 17 years in course of his revolutionary careers and works. He was just only seeking his rights. But India lost this great personality on 28 February 1884. का पुरुष मरिब जगते नुहे नर पौरुष परहित साधी मरे जे महिरे सेही एका सुपुरुष. Veer Surendra Sai has proved these words with his bravery and works. He was true Utkal boy who fought for his rights with revolutionary ideas against British East India Company. But this auspicious day is not only memorable for the birthday of the Utkal boy, but also for the birthday of a great person, or a soldier, or an inspiring figure, a brave freedom fighter who had terrified whole British camp in his era. Yes, I am talking about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack to Janaki Nath Bose and Prabhavati Datta. He was an Indian nationalist in the era of British colonialism in India, whose defiant patriotism and immovable nerve and bravery made him a national hero, whose praises are still sung with pride by every Indian citizen. His attempts to get rid of British with the help of Nazi Party and Imperial Japan during the time of Second World War left him a troubled legacy, but his attempts are still an inspiration for all Indians. In INC, his ideologies sometimes were clashed with that of Gandhiji's, but it is said that we need both intelligence and courage to win. He had started a newspaper named Swaraj, which had fired a light of courage in every Indians. He was the founder of Azad Hind Fauj, and this army had impressively fought Britishers, and yeah, his famous lines, "It is blood alone that can pay the price of freedom. Give me blood and I will give you freedom." Really, our independence might be a dream today without his presence. He was a hero who has inspired several youth of India, and no one in the world had, is or will born with this bravery in his personality. Both these motivational figures will be remembered forever. This speech was my ant-like tribute to these great people. Let us pay tributes from the core of the heart for their sacrifice and their heroic deeds for the sake of the national independence. At last, I would like to give a great salute. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Mayank. Next, we have Shlok Dinesh Patil from class 5 to have his speech. Please.
मुख्य अतिथि, आदरणीय शिक्षकगण और मेरे प्यारे दोस्तों, सभी को शुभ प्रभात। मैं श्लोक दिनेश पाटिल 5वीं कक्षा में पढ़ता हूँ। बांध से निकलकर लक्ष्य को भेदने वाले तीर होते हैं और देश के लिए जान कुर्बान करने वाले वीर होते हैं। एक ही दिन ओडिशा में पैदा हुए दो दिग्गज, जो आजादी की लड़ाई शुरू करता है और जो स्वतंत्रता की लड़ाई समाप्त करता है, वो दोनों हैं वीर सुरेंद्र साय और नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस। वीर सुरेंद्र साय और नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस भारतीय स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे। वीर सुरेंद्र साय का जन्म 23 जनवरी 1809 में संबलपुर के छोटे से कस्बे में हुआ था। वह 16वीं शताब्दी में चौहान वंश के महाराजा मधुकर साय के वंशज थे। सुरेंद्र साय एक विद्रोही पैदा हुए थे, जो छोटी उम्र से ही ब्रिटिश राजा के एक कट्टर दुश्मन थे। सुरेंद्र साय का मुख्य उद्देश्य अंग्रेजों को संबलपुर से खदेड़ना था, इसलिए उन्हें संबलपुर के राजा के रूप में ताज पहनाने जाने का अधिकार था। वह अधिकार ब्रिटिश सत्ता को स्वीकार नहीं था। उन्होंने ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के खिलाफ लड़ते हुए अपना पूरा जीवन बलिदान कर दिया। वीर सुरेंद्र साय 28 फरवरी 1884 को असरीगढ़ जेल में मृत्यु हो गई। ऐसे वीर जवानों को ढेर सारा सम्मान और सलाम। जय हिंद। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Slok. Now, I would like to request our chief speaker, Mr. Satyavrata Sahu sir, to share his views on this occasion.
Okay. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Okay. A warm good morning to one and all those who are present over here, my beloved students, a respected principal, sir, my dear colleagues, and parents and those who are there on this virtual platform. I am very much feeling privileged and proud, and I am very much thankful to our principal, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak me some lines on the two great heroes of our motherland, Subhash Chandra Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and Veer Surendra Sai. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's life is a story of struggle. It is the story of a young dreamer that tells the saga of consciousness, struggle, and success in every eye. One who has the power to reap the ground with his arms. One who talks about making a hole in the sky. One who is anxious to achieve his goals, and one who does not accept anything for free. And if he wants freedom, he is ready to spill his blood. Thousands of people, they have sacrificed their lives on Netaji's call. Netaji, this great leader, was born in Cuttack, in Odisha, in the year 1897. He graduated from Calcutta. In the year 1919, he left for England to appear for Indian Civil Service examination. But the job, the comfort, he did not like it. To fight for India's freedom movement, for India's freedom struggle, he joined the Indian National Congress. Not only he embraced the freedom movement wholeheartedly, but also he became an inspiration for freedom. With the slogan, "Give me blood, I will give you freedom," he started preparing to awaken the citizens of the country for freedom. Such was the charisma of his philosophy and his personality that whoever listened to him was attracted to him. His popularity skyrocketed, and he became Netaji to the general public. People beyond India's borders also developed love and support for this great leader. Heads of different countries stood by him. He built a force and presented that force before the enemies of our country, before the British, and named it as Azad Hind Fauj, or Indian National Army. He gave the slogan, Dilli Chalo, with a new spirit. Thousands of soldiers of his Indian National Army sacrificed their lives for the country on the call of this great leader, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. To victory with his struggle. Whether it is municipal politics, the journey from a common congressman to the Congress president's position, the formation of the forward bloc, or the struggle of the Indian National Army, he passed every test with distinction. At the time of India's independence, Sir Clement Attlee was the Prime Minister of England. Sir Clement Attlee, once he visited to India in the year 1956, that time the host governor of Bengal and the former Chief Justice of Bengal High Court, Sir P.B. Chakraborty, he tried to find out the reason from him regarding the decision to grant freedom to India by these Britishers. In response to this question, Sir Clement Attlee said that the loyalty of Indian Army and Navy to the British state was declining. And what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it was the increasing military activity of Azad Hind Fauj formed by Subhash Chandra Bose. This was one of the major reasons to grant freedom to India. This acknowledgement proves that the great contribution of Bose to India's independence. It is mentioned in the book A History of Bengal, written by R.C. Majumdar. Netaji was also fluent in many Indian languages. Bose's struggle for freedom proved to be an inspiration not just for India, but also for third world countries. The Indian freedom struggle and the War of Independence led by Bose had a profound impact on those countries. Netaji's status establishes him as a hero of freedom struggle and as a hero of our country globally. With this, I want to say some line about Surendra Sai. Surendra Sai, who was born in the year 1809 in a small town which name was Khinda, and which is situated 40 kilometers away north from Sambalpur. He was a direct descendant of Madhukar Sai. Madhukar Sai, he was the ruler of Sambalpur. In the year 1827, the rulers of Sambalpur, Raja Maharaj Sai, died without any legal heir. The British government installed his widow, Rani Mohan Kumari, as the ruler of the state of Sambalpur. So disturbances broke out. Why the disturbances broke out? Because during that time, mostly the male members, they were the rulers of this kingdom. But when Rani sat on the throne, generally the disturbances broke out. And conflict increased between the recognized ruler and other claimants for the throne of Sambalpur. Rani Mohan Kumari, he became unpopular. The British authorities, in such a crucial time period, he removed Rani from the power and put Narayan Singh as the king of Sambalpur. Why? Because the reason is the British government wants to ignore the claim of Veer Surendra Sai for this throne. So Surendra Sai and all his close associates, they created many disturbances during the Britishers' rule. And the Britishers, they captured Surendra Sai and his associates and sent him to the jail of Hazaribagh. In such a time period, crucial time period, King Narayan Singh, He died in the year 1849. By implementing the policy of, or by the virtue of doctrine of lapse. What is doctrine of lapse? According to the doctrine of lapse, which is implemented by Lord Dalhousie, if any Indian ruler who does not have his own son, if he died, then the kingdom will be part of British Empire. So by implementing that doctrine of lapse policy, Britishers, they captured Sambalpur. In such a time period, crucial time period, the Sipai Mutiny or the uprising or the first war of independence of India started in the year 1857. The Sipais, they set Surendra Sahib free from the jail of Hazaribagh. The resistance to British continued in Sambalpur under the leadership of Surendra Sahib. By 1858, the Indian Revolution collapsed and the law and order situation was restored again by the British throughout India. But Surendra Sahib continued his revolution. The Britishers, they appointed the most talented and brilliant generals worked under him, like Major Frost and Captain Smith, to control the revolution in Sambalpur, to capture Veer Surendra Sahib. But all the attempts made by these talented or brilliant generals of British force was failed. And Surendra Sahib was succeeded in foiling the strategy of the Britishers. In 1861, Major Frost was removed from his post by the Britishers. The Britishers, they appointed Major Impey to control Surendra Sahib. But after his continuous effort to control Surendra Sahib and to capture Surendra Sahib, Major Impey was also failed. He could not capture, he could not control Surendra Sahib. Finally, what the Britishers did, the Britishers, they seized the air foodstuffs of the rebels and stopped all the supply of the essential products to these people. But that could not damp the fighting spirit of the Surendra Sahib. Major Impey, he lived the idea of violent war and followed the policy of peace and goodwill with the approval of the government of India. Surendra Sahib, one of the greatest revolutionaries in history and a warrior who knew no defeat in his life, surrendered in full faith in the honesty and integrity of the British government. However, after the death of Major Impey, situations changed suddenly, and the British administrators revived their hostility towards the and all these people. They made a conspiracy and made sudden arrest of Surendra Sahib and all his relatives, friends, and followers. Sahib and 6 of his followers were detained in Asrigarh Hill Fort. Sahib spent the last part of his life in the captivity, and finally in the year 1884, on 23rd May, Surendra Sahib died in the Asrigarh Fort, away from the native land. Sambalpur was one of the last patch of land occupied by the British Empire in India. This was largely possible due to the efforts of Surendra Sahib. In recognition of Surendra Sahib, in the year 2009, government of Odisha renamed the most ancient engineering college of this Odisha, that is named as Veer Surendra Sahib University of Technology, which is located at Burla. In the 2005, government of India decided to put a statue of Surendra Sahib at the premises of Parliament of India. In the year 1859, one of the oldest medical college in India, named after him, which is known as Veer Surendra Sahib Medical College, which is located at Burla in Sambalpur. Government of India also launched a postal stamp in the honor of this great freedom fighter. And finally, in the year 2018, Jharsuguda Airport, it is named after this great leader, great freedom fighter in his honor. With this, I conclude my speech and I convey my thanks to all. And I request my students on this special day to have a look on the life history of these great leaders and try to imbibe the great qualities of patriotism, freedom, and others qualities from their life. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational words. Now I would request our beloved principal, sir, to put a light to this occasion. Sir, please.
Namaskar, one and all. Esteemed parents, my dear colleagues, and my dear students. It is always indeed a pleasure for me to observe all these great souls, important days, because we all getting an opportunity to interact with our young friends. So at the very outset, my heartfelt and sincere tribute to these two great souls of our soil, that is Subhash Chandra Bose and Veer Surendra Sai. Till now, B. Sumedha, Mayank Jha, Dinesh Patil, they all have given a very nice background of these great souls, and which is very important. And the most important thing is our Satya sir. He has not only highlighted their great deeds to the country, but also our own duties and responsibilities towards the country, and how this freedom we have received and we have got. All these struggles he highlighted very nicely. So I must thank all these four speakers. They have brought a lot of light on this day regarding these two great soldiers of our motherland. And I can say Subhash Bose is a global soldier because his reach is not within the India. He has proved his intellectual ability and his vision and courage to the whole world. So, my dear students, why we observe all these days? Is it just to remind them and to tribute them and give some speeches? Or is there anything else more than this? Yes, there are lot of things. The list is long if you go for the qualities of these great persons. But we are here to learn from our past and use in our present to make the bright future for the world. So many qualities both are having, but I will highlight few qualities of our Netaji, because this name is given by Adolf Hitler to him as a leader. That time he called him as a leader of country. Then popularly it reached to India and they made it Netaji. So Netaji is having many qualities, but few I definitely want to highlight, because then only our purpose to observe these days are having some meaning. First is vision. Every person should have a clear vision, clear goal, where he is heading, what is purpose. After getting that, what he will get or what he will contribute or share, all these things, every person should have very clear vision about their journey. Like he was having a very clear vision. Though he studied very well, very highly intelligent boy in the student time, even he has completed his ICS, which usually the curriculum used to take 4 years, but within 7 months he has completed and became a top Indian ICS rank holder, because usually in the top first, second, third they used to give to the Britishers, but he stood in the 4th rank, which is really a great achievement. A boy of 21 years or 22 years, when he just started thinking to be a ICS and serve the country. But after getting it, he realized that he is following the orders of Britishers who is ruling our country. So after 7 months or around 1 year, he resigned the position because his vision was not helping, this profession is not helping to reach his vision. So that is the thought he has got, and he resigned from that post of ICS, which now we are calling as a IAS, Indian Administrative Service. We are calling district magistrate and collector, all this. Such a lucrative job. But since it was not matching to his vision or mission, he resigned it. So that intelligence, that vision, purpose driven life everyone should have. Clarity of journey should be there. Second is courage. It is require a lot of courage to take bold decisions. In his life, he has not only started talking about our motherland and the freedom struggle and involved in all the process, but he has a great courage. Because when all the German and Japanese were fighting against Britishers, that moment he went to Germany to meet Hitler. It requires a lot of courage, because Hitler was fighting and attacking even India, because the British ruler were ruling in our country. But he took the challenge and he used his strategy, his intellect, and tried his best to convince Hitler to help him. That is really a great courage is required, because he is coming from the enemy country, but still he thought that, okay, I am ready to meet him and convince him to help Indians to get freedom. Like that, many examples you will find, because when the freedom struggle was going on, that time the Britishers kept him 7 times in prison. He was continuously fighting, trying his best. Freedom. Then he is a part you all know, because not only that time, in many times he has shown his courage, very bold, very strong. Then the next thing what we will learn from him, influencer. He's a very good influencer. He can influence people with his wit, wisdom, and presentation. When that Gandhi Arvind Pact has taken place and they have decided, Britishers thought that they will give dominance freedom or Swaraj, not complete freedom, complete Swaraj, but they will give conditional freedom, because defense they want to keep with them, foreign policy they want to keep with them, all the order only we need to do, but election and all we can do, Swaraj like things. But in that time also, he could able to influence Mahatma Gandhi and Nehru that we should not accept this proposal, because there were opinion difference, but the goal was same, to make the India complete freedom. So somehow he got the success, and Gandhi, Nehruji, they all agreed. They told, okay, we will go for Purna Swaraj. Otherwise, 1930-31, it was decided that they will give you partial independence, keeping some important responsibilities and powers with them. Only just a namesake they will give. But he could manage it to convince these two leaders, and then we have not accepted the proposal of Arvind. That is a thing. Again, to influence Japanese, when he went to Japan, then also to the Prime Minister, he could able to, because in that time जापान जो है ब्रिटिशर्स के अगेंस्ट वो भी लड़ रहे थे, तो उस वक्त भी वो अच्छी तरह से उनसे कनेक्ट हो पाया, इन्फ्लुएंस कर पाया, by taking the emotional link that both are from Buddha उनके कंट्रीज में भी बुद्धिज्म था, इंडिया में बुद्धिज्म डेवलप हुआ, पैदा हुआ, ये एक कारण था। ऐसे कई, क्योंकि हम एशियन कंट्री थे, he simply told to the prime minister of Japan that Asia should ruled by Asians. So these are the emotional connection he able to create to get the support of Japanese, because अब सबको पता है that time Japan, Britain, Germany and Italy were fighting against the allied forces. तो ब्रिटिश भी उसमें उनके ऑपोजिशन में था, मगर इनका इन्फ्लुएंस करने का जो पावर है, he knows how to connect the people, how to change the strategy and how to make the things happen. Highly intellect तो थे ही, courageous तो थे ही, these are the qualities is required. और influence करने का, लोगों से connect होना और उनको प्रभावित करना. You have seen the emotional connection he has made with the thousands of soldiers by simply one slogan that give me blood, I will give you freedom. These are the words which from inside people get motivated. That influence will come from within. Once you are changed from within, then the things is not impossible for you to achieve. ये एक उनका था. Diversity, they think that कि खाली जेंट्स का सोल्जर से काफी नहीं होगा. जब इनको मौका मिला इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी करने के लिए, आजाद हिंद फौज जो किया था, तो उसमें वो लेडीज विंग एक किए थे, रानी झांसी रेजिमेंट, झांसी रानी का रेजिमेंट जिसको लीड कर रहे थे लक्ष्मी सहगल. दिस इज अगेन ए डाइवर्सिटी. उस वक्त सब जो है कोशिश कर रहे थे मैन पावर से ये करने के लिए, लेकिन उस वक्त इन्होंने एक लेडी रेजिमेंट, वुमेन रेजिमेंट स्टार्ट किए थे और वो भी बहुत सफल रहा. This is another thing we should learn, that we should take support from all corners and make them involved in the process of national movement, then you will get maximum result. And that empathy, if you will say, the quality of feeling same for the others, compassion and empathy, it is also there. जब जापान हार चुका था सिंगापुर और ये सब जो है ब्रिटिशर्स के साथ, तब इंडियन आर्मी को निकलना था बर्मा से, लेकिन वहां से जो निकलना था तो इनको जापान बोला वी विल प्रोवाइड यू कार, बट ही रिफ्यूज टू टेक दैट. along with his soldiers for 8 weeks he walked on, और रंगून से हांगकांग तक वो लोग का जो है पदयात्रा हो. तो इस तरह का जो ये है बताता है कि he is a great leader. And we all should need to learn a lot from him. Then only we all became a legend. So emotional quotient भी बहुत जरूरी है. He used to take that part. He never thought of for small group. Always that his vision was for everyone, each and every one of this country. And today we are very proud on 125th anniversary, birth anniversary. Our Honorable Prime Minister is going to unveil the statue, which is now with the help of, I think, a hologram. But very soon, the stone statue, marble statue is going to place that in between India Gate and that War Memorial Museum. A canopy is there, एक छोटा सा त्रिपाल का जैसा, जहाँ पे पहले I think Britishers statue is there. वो हट गया, लेकिन वो खाली था, and it is a real true tribute to this great soldier. In a way, people used to tell, and we also know that जब वो सिंगापुर से भारत का प्रधानमंत्री घोषित हुए थे और झंडा फहराए थे, उस वक्त उनको बोला जाता था he is the first prime minister of our independent country. So because दूसरे देश में जाकर उनसे मदद लेकर अपने देशवासियों को आजाद करने का स्ट्रेटेजी उनके पास ही था, क्योंकि वो ग्लोबल लेवल में इस चीज को लेना चाह रहे थे. क्योंकि जब होल वर्ल्ड वाज बिजी विद द वॉर एंड ऑल, उस वक्त शांति का बात कोई नहीं सुनते. पीस उन्हीं को अच्छा लगता है जो शक्तिशाली होता है. द मैन हु इज पावरफुल, ही कैन प्रीच अबाउट पीस. सो ही यूज्ड टू टेक दिस थिंग इन हिज माइंड. कोई गोरिल्ला वार नहीं किए, कोई कॉम्बैट आर्मी प्रोसीजर में नहीं गए, एक अलग स्ट्रेटेजी अपनाए. क्योंकि उस वक्त दो तरीके का ओपिनियन चल रहा था. एक क्रांतिकारी तरीका जो कि साथ युद्ध करो, उनको डिस्टर्ब करो, और एक था non-violence tarika. But he has chosen a third one. See, this is the strategy because he is highly intelligent. जो बच्चा 4 साल का कोर्स 7 महीना में कंप्लीट कर टॉप 4 में आके इंडियन फर्स्ट इंडियन हु इज ऑन द टॉप निकालना, इट इज itself shows that he is not having any lacuna in education. So my dear students, you need to be accept this, that only knowledge, intellectual part, leadership, visionary, if you have all these qualities, then nothing is impossible for you in this life. So with all these words, both these great soldiers of our country, they have given this day. Now we are able to enjoy the all freedoms, rights, and our other facilities of this country because of these struggling people. In the thousands, many people, they have sacrificed their life, and today now we are enjoying and we are able to plan our life as per our wish, not that we are depending on anyone. So it is our duty to keep this freedom always and take this land or take this mother land or India to little better than what they have given to us, and reach to their vision and goal that India should lead the world. It should be a global leader. That is very much possible on the young shoulders of my dear young friends. It is very much possible. So please learn from everyone, add some value in your life, and take this country and the society, of course, as individual also you should go little better than what you have got. That is our purpose. With all these words, once again I salute these great soldiers and all the freedom fighters from that Azad in the Fauj and this Veer Surendra Sai. He has also army of his own with a very Indianized way of warfare skills, but British got great threat because of him also. So these are the inspiring things we should take from his life, their life, and add something in our life. That leadership is not a small word. It is a complete having a meaning. Once you read these biographies of these people, then you will enjoy their life to add value to your life. This is a real meaning, a tribute to these people if you add something from their life. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting these tremendous qualities to motivate us. Now, with this, I would like to place my vote of thanks to each and every person present over here. I am privileged to stand before you to place a record towards the success of today's event. Thank you all.